Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to what wasn't going to be a new project, which may still not be a new project. This is the car that I bought to use for parts for Project Christian. But as you know, or as you may not know, that wasn't to be. Let's explain what we've got, what we're going to do with it, or what we're possibly going to do with it. See if we can, make a decision. I haven't made a final decision myself. There are a few issues with it. Let's get into it. Let's see exactly what we got. Okay, so here we have it. What we have is a 2012, I believe. It's on private plates, so it's a lounge, as you can see, and it is in that 695 silver. So as you can see, if you can see, it's metallic. It's not the flat grey like the other one. So if we open the boot, if we can, you'll see on the sticker is, if I can get out the reflection, 695 Grigio Quarzo VR, whatever VR stands for. So yes, it's metallic. So I couldn't use this on Christian. I was going to use the door, the wing and the bonnet. Couldn't use any of them. So I've got to make a decision of what to do. So the idea was that I used those particular parts and then I break the rest of it up for spares. Now this is a Cat S, but you'll see, you may have already seen as we're going around, there's not really much wrong with it. Now I think it's probably been written off once before, and we'll go through as to why I believe that is. So let me start around this side and we'll work our way around to the back. So as you can see, no damage at the front whatsoever. Literally nothing. It's filthy dirty. Actually start here. So we can see that the gap here, it's a little bit of a, actually, is there a dent there? Was it meant to be that? Like that, I'm not sure now. This is not a fantastic gap. This is crap. We know what causes that. Gap along the bonnet's not brilliant. Not too bad, but not brilliant. So we can safely see, oh yeah, this here, too big a gap there. So this has clearly been written off before and repaired. So I reckon that's why it's been Cat S, because it was probably a Cat N before, or possibly even a Cat S before. Bumper doesn't really match, but they often don't. It's the same colour, it's just not a very good match, as they often aren't. So as you go around the car, there's not a massive amount wrong with it. Until we get to the back. The rear quarter's good, seals are good, boot hatch is good. There's the damage. This is it. Now I can easily repair that. That's missing, but I'm pretty sure I've got one of those. Yeah, I reckon I can get this bumper off. I reckon I can plastic weld that, repaint it, job done, finished. A little bit of cracked paintwork up there, which we can sort out. Could possibly even repaint the complete bonnet. Now I'm an expert at painting. Come around this side, no quarter panel damage, no seal damage, nothing. The mirror is missing because I took that mirror off and put it on Project Christian because I didn't have a mirror, so I thought I'll get myself a mirror, but we'll use that one. Otherwise I was going to have to go round to their house, and once I got one and put it on. The gap is a little bit big there, so I think this wing has probably been replaced, possibly the other wing. What I might do is go on car vertical and see if I can, I don't normally use car vertical, I have to say, but I might go on there on this instance and see if we can find when it was damaged before. That might show me. Yeah, so there's not really that much wrong with it, to be fair. We can obviously improve on this. We can take the bumper off and we can improve on this, and we'll obviously have a look underneath. I want to look at the chassis legs and what have you. I think I have already looked, but I'm not sure now. because I didn't actually notice that at the time. So I imagine probably this wing has been replaced as well. So it's probably both wings have been replaced, and or the bonnet. Both of those missing. Oh, there's a penny in there. Put that in my pot. Yep, in profit already. It's got Bosch wipers on it. That's a bonus. But yeah, very, very little wrong with it. Let's just have a look in the boot. We did open the boot a second ago, but let's just have a look. So in the boot, we have the original number plates. Oh, that's right, I was going to call this car Winnie. So we have the original number plates, which are absolute crap, so I have bought some new ones. A cardboard box. Under here we have a spare, a jack. It's like an unused spare. Now, the main problem with this car, if I show you here, this has obviously been bodged before. Needs sorting. And it clearly is an issue because the windscreen wiper is all over the place. As soon as you turn the ignition on, the windscreen wiper starts going. And the main issue apart from that, I mean, there's a few issues. The other issue, I've got the remote control in my hand. So if I lock it, doesn't do anything. Get to a certain place, keep doing it, and it works, but we get several flashes. Reason for that, although the car is locking, I think, yeah, the car is locking. When you start the ignition, it says boot is open. Classic example of the hatch wiring. So we'll come on to that in a second. So let me try and get this unlocked again. Keep pressing it. Eventually, it will go. There you go. It's not the battery, because that was my initial thought. I put a new battery in it. It's just the same. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be that. Wheels wise, they're not too bad. It's got a really decent tyre on there. It's got a broken, completely obliterated in there, if you can see, arch liner. That's broke. That's a great big chunk of that snapped off, so that'll have to be replaced. I think I've got a driver's side. I think it was the passenger side that I've recently had to buy 3, but I think I've got a driver's side. Pretty sure I have, which is good. Good tyre here. The tyre on the front there, before I moved it down here to do this filming, was completely flat. So I pumped it up, and we'll see whether it keeps the air in it or not. Otherwise, we might have to think about getting a new tyre on there. So this one, again, really good tyre, almost new. And this one, they're only cheap Chinese ones, but this one's virtually new as well. So it's good, 4 good tyres all round, which is always a bonus. That's expense you don't have to worry about. Before we get inside, let's pop the bonnet and have a look. Right, so telltale signs that this has been worked on before. Obvious one to me is, it may not be obvious to you, but it's obvious to me, and I'll point that out right now. This is a replacement panel. How do I know that at first glance? I don't know if it's a genuine one or not. Going by the dirt on it, I imagine it probably is, although of course we don't know why it was written off before. But the telltale sign is just here, or is it just here? No, just here. There is a label warning about the start-stop system. Because this is a lounge, it's got start-stop. That label's not there, so this has either come off of a pop, which doesn't have start-stop, or sorry, not necessarily a pop, an older car which doesn't have start-stop, or it's an aftermarket one. It's difficult to tell from it. It looks like a genuine one, I have to say, but it's quite clearly a replacement due to that. That's how I know that. We have no pad under there. I've got loads of those, so I can put one on there. That's not a problem at all. Other things that are notable is, I don't know why, but we have several cable ties holding on that airbox for some reason. Don't know why that is. I guess all will be revealed when we actually take the thing off. Whether it's something to do with these bolts, I mean, it's not very tight as it is, so I imagine it's those bolts. It's probably, you do get some issues with these where it doesn't hold down properly, but I've got to the bottom of that before, so we'll sort that out. We have a cable tie here, which is tying this cable, which is meant to go, not sure where that's meant to go. I think it just hangs, actually. I don't think it goes anywhere. I don't know why they've done it like that. Someone's obviously decided to do that. It's got the wrong battery. It's got a although the battery works, it's a non-stop start battery. Thermostat. It's had a new thermostat. We can see that down there, see it in silver. If we can try and focus on it. Yeah, nice new thermostat, that's good, so that don't need doing. The label is peeled back, so I'm hoping that makes me think that the cam belt's been done. Now I know it's not, you know, a definite that it has. Looking at the aux belt, that's not the original aux belt. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover off and have a look at the belt, see what it's like before I fork out. Because I want to try and keep, if I do decide to do this car, repair this car, which I think I'm erring on the side of that is what I'm going to do. I want to try and make it a really cheap one to sell. And if that's the case, I don't want to spend £200 on a cam belt. I'll give it a service, but I don't really want to spend £200 on a cam belt. I want to try and sell it for under 2,000 if I can. Reason for that is the mileage. I'll show you that in a minute. You may already know, but in case you don't, we'll come on to that in a minute. So engine wise, it's, you know, dirty as they always are. It's had a new thermostat. It's got a very springy clutch. Let's try to see if I can see. Yeah, it's not a new, it's certainly not a new slave cylinder. It's quite a springy clutch. It works all right, but it's just quite springy. They do vary the clutches in these. The badge is a little bit chewed up, but we can always put a gel badge on there. I've got some gel badges, so we can put one of those on back or front, which will be quite nice. DRLs are good, headlights are good, no broken lugs on those, they're all good. So, I mean, there's no, from the point of view of it being written off this time, there's no damage to the front. It's just tidying up what's already been done and trying to make it a little bit better, which I will certainly attempt to do. I want to alternate the bumper off as well, make sure the bars are okay, because I don't want a car leaving here with bent up bars, damaged bars. I want to make sure that they're fine. If they're not, I'll replace them. I don't know if it's not a dent as such. It's almost like that's been pushed in further to try and make the bonnet line up, but I'm sure we can sort that out. As I say, that gap is a little bit big there, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Glass roof, as far as I know, is all okay. Can't see any chips or cracks or anything like that, which is always a bonus. Got the locking thing in there. Showed you in the boot, haven't I? I suppose it's time to show you inside now, isn't it? Just have a look over this side before we do. Yeah, so this all looks good here. It's quite clearly had. I think this is probably a new wing as well. Yeah, it is, because it's got the wrong bolts there, both sides. It's not got the normal standard one, so that's definitely had a new wing each side. Definitely. Gap's a little bit big down there. I'm sure we can sort that out, because look, that tab there, in the centre of that tab there, should be over that hole. So that wing needs coming in. So that definitely needs some adjustment. So I'll be able to do that, no problem, I don't think. That one's sticking out a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I think this is still MOT'd. I'm not sure to when. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Right, so we're inside. State the obvious, Paul. The blind works. Keep that closed. It was all not too bad in here. Steering wheel is acceptable. Bit dirty. There's no rips or anything in it, no cracks. That's all okay now. Here's the mileage. 96,458, which to my mind is quite a lot. As you can see there, the temperature, let's just do that again. See the back wipers going. Should stop. Yeah, stopped in the middle. We've got lots of warnings up. Low fuel, check daytime running lights. Now, maybe the daytime running light, one of the bulbs has gone, I don't know. Well, I'll start it up in a second, but let me just turn it off, open it up again. You see, look, 14:37 the time, and then you can see dashes by the temperature. Now, the temperature gauge, if you didn't know, is in that mirror. Temperature gauge, sorry, the temperature sensor is in that mirror. So that either could be something to do with the hatch wiring, or it could be that that mirror's knackered. So we'll either change the mirror, if it still does it. As I say, we'll try the hatch wiring first. Stereo works. I've tried the stereo. I won't turn it on now. We've got the old broken, or not broken, misrouted fins on that side, so this will have to come out, and we'll just have to put that back into the right position. Obviously, we've got AC. All the dials all work okay. Gear knob's in good condition. So I think it's probably been relatively looked after. There's no one that's, you know, marked a steering wheel with rings or anything horrible like that. It's all right. Let's start her up and show you the warning lights we're getting up. Here goes the wiper again. It's stopped now. Right, warning, low fuel. Okay, so we know the low fuel. We got the exclamation mark. Running lights. See boot open. Did you see that come up then? It said boot open. It's not. It's closed. There you go, boot open. So it starts up fine. No engine light on. Check daytime running lights. Exclamation staying on. That's obviously because of the DRL. And the door open. Or is that this door? No, the door open symbol is on because it thinks the boot is open. So that's going to be your hatch wiring. We hope. You may notice now that the mileage is flashing. I'm just going to turn the radio on. I think we're on, I think it's tuned to LBC, so I'm just going to test the Blue and Me and see if it works, because there won't be any music. So I think it was working. Let me try it. Phone. It is working. Well, oh, we can hear it. Let me just turn it up. Phone. Just trying to turn the volume up on it.
Hold on a minute. This is a conversation, and if you don't want to have a conversation...
Phone. Searching for connection, it's saying. I'm trying to turn the volume up on it.
Quartang. Is that all right, Chris? So the...
Phone.
Searching for connection. Try again later.
Not very loud, that, is it?
But Chris, thank you very much.
Phone. Yeah, it seems to go really quiet. So whether that's something to do with the blue... So it's obviously... Let's just turn it off. It's obviously been disconnected at some point. That's why we got the flashing mileage. So probably, in this instance, a proxy alignment will sort that out. But that could also, again, be something to do with the hatch wiring. Because that hatch wiring will cause all sorts of problems, as some of you will know. All sorts of problems. But if you can hear the engine, we've got a little bit of rushing water down there, so I think we need to bleed the radiator. Can hear the water rushing from down there. So there's definitely air in the system, so we will need to bleed that. But that was probably done when the thing was done. It was probably obviously refilled when the what do you call it, thermostat, when that was done. So yeah, so temperature. Well, check those DRLs actually. In fact, are they actually even switched on? Daylights. Yeah, they are switched on. Right. But watch this. See the lights? Lit up like a Christmas tree, isn't it? Don't do it on the left, I don't think. No, it doesn't do it when you indicate left. It's always when you indicate right. For some bizarre reason. shows up more at night, and so there may be some other lights that are dim that we can't actually see till night time, so we'll have a look at that. But again, this is most likely the speedo, because this is quite a common issue, and I have got a speedo that I can put in it. Failing that, it could be the hatch wiring. We don't know. We will try it. Let's just try that light. Yeah, that works. Nothing under there. Nothing under there. So it's not bad in here, apart from, you know, some niggles. That's scratched quite badly, but I reckon I can probably polish that out. Now, I've got 2 speedos, both of which are relatively low mileage. Now, generally, if I do need to get a speedo, the speedos should be cheaper if they're higher mileage. So if I can get a higher mileage one, then I'll do that rather than using up the 2 that I've got, which are lower mileage. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That's not vastly important at the moment. Let's just have a quick look round. I'll switch the engine off. We'll just show you around the rest of the car, like on the interior. So on the inside, you know, horrible mat, bit dirty. Seats are okay. Seats are clean. These seats don't even need a clean. I probably will give them a clean anyway, but there is a service book. I found a service book on the floor. I wasn't going to put it back there and go, oh look, we found the service book. It was there. I say service book, there's all the manuals that are there. There is a service book in there. There's one stamp in it, which is from 2010. So I reckon someone has either when they've had it serviced, they've put the wrong book back in the book pack, or whether the person that did this up before has got a service book and was going to use it and just never got around to doing it. So I will have to track down the service history for it, or attempt to. I've sent off for the logbook. I did that a few days ago, so as a Cat S it shouldn't take too long to come back. Yeah, so seats are really good. No marks in it. A little bit on the grubby side, and I probably will clean them. What I'm actually getting at here is, apart from the few issues, I think this is worth turning around and doing it as cheap as can, because a lot of the things, adjustment at the front and things like that, are not going to cost me anything. And apart from a can of paint, that ain't going to cost me anything either. Don't need to put a new bumper on it. You know, one can of paint and a can of clear coat will cost me, what will it cost me, 30 quid? Something like that? 30, 35 quid? I can hot staple that, fill it, paint it. Already got the chrome bit, don't need to buy one of those. Don't need tyres, the wheels could be tidied up. Radio works, I don't have got to put an aerial on. What stuff we got in the back here? We've got My Time, Max Loves Minecraft. Dear Max, happy birthday, wishing you a very happy birthday and lots of luck. Love, Chelsea and Millie. Steve Undercover. We've got some more school stuff here. Congratulations Chelsea C on becoming a headliner. Capri Sun, there's obviously a full Capri Sun MDA award. This is to certify that Chelsea has been recognised for having wonderful manners, being helpful and following all the lunchtime rules. Well done Chelsea. Another one as well. You were a fantastic role model on the trip yesterday, a wonderful example of how we should behave. Broadford Primary School. Well done, 2021 that is. Battle of the Bands. Congratulations on becoming a rock star. Well, that's it. That's all that's in here. Locking wheel nut key. Good question. Is there one? We've got a Breno there, which is unopened. I love Brenos. One, I'm on a diet, and two, I'm not going to... I don't know, it could have been there for years, couldn't it? Oh, I haven't looked in here before. We've got MOT there. We've also got the logbook. I'm not going to show the address, but let me just have a quick look at that and I'll come back. Right, I don't want to show you the address on this. Let me cover that up. So we've got a letter here, a receipt, I should say, dated the 21st of the 5th, 2016. So when this car was 4 years old. I, Vincent Napolitano, sold one Fiat 500, registration number WN12VVH, to a Mr. Blank on the 21st of 5th 2016 for the sum of £3,900. Now that's cheap. When this car was 4 years old, it was sold for £3,900, paid by PayPal. Car is an MOT valid until December 2016, sold as seen. on the 21st of the 5th 2016. 3,900 quid is absolutely dirt cheap for this car when it was 4 years old. Now the logbook, I won't show you the front of the logbook because it'll have the document reference number on it, but we have that part of the logbook. Now this is probably the logbook from when this person sold it, so this is probably not the most up-to-date one. Don't think they have it. Oh yes, dated the 3rd of the 12th 15, so I imagine this was a previous owner, not the current logbook, I shouldn't think. But we will have a look on .gov just in case I can put it in, you never know. What else do we have? We got an MOT here. When's this from? Excuse the camera work. MOT done on the 16th of December. Yeah, this is all old stuff from 2016. So that's an original, so that's quite good. Having that. What else we got here? Another letter. Whoops. Sorry, I'm just going to pause you a second. That was just 2015, December 2015. That was just the MOT stuff that goes with that MOT. So we'll keep that. So you know, it's worth having. Just keeping part of the paperwork. As I say, I've got the manual, you know, the cover that it goes in. I've got the user manual and the Bluetooth bits and pieces, all that sort of stuff. And the service book, which is the wrong service book, unfortunately. Now, locking wheel nut key. That's assuming it's got locking wheel nuts on it. I didn't notice it in the boot. Let's have another look. No, nothing in there. That's a shame. Didn't think that was going to close for a minute. Yeah, so no locking wheel nut key. That's a pain. It's a long time since I've needed one. Let's take off one of the caps and see if it's actually got locking wheel nuts. No, it hasn't. That's good. And as you can see, we got a solid one, a solid one, a solid one, and a hollow one. So I imagine the hollow one is where they've probably put one on instead of a lock-in. That's good. This wheel's a bit chewed up, so we'll have to tidy that up. But that's good. That means I haven't got to fork out £24 for a locking wheel nut key. Right, okay, so that's good. Mirror's a little bit scratched up, we can sort that out. So I think you can see where I'm coming from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it for a spin. Before I do anything to it, I might give it a wash, but before I do actually physically anything to it, I'm going to take it for a spin. It's insured, it's taxed, and it's MOT'd. So if I take it for a spin, see what the engine's like. Engine seems to run absolutely fine. No noises, it runs, the clutch is springy and works fine. I need to get a mirror on there first. I've got a pop mirror that I can put on there for the time being. Yeah, and then make a decision then of what to do. But as far as I can see now, this is far too good to break for spares. As the engine's done 96,000 miles, no one's going to want the engine, are they? No, who wants an engine that's done 96,000 miles? You're not going to put that in another car, are you? You want an engine that's done 40,000 miles or 50,000 miles, not 4,000 off of 100. But this will make, not a cheap car, but so this has cost me, let me think what it's cost me, including delivery, because I've got Copart to deliver it. So this has come from Rochford in Essex. I called Mustafa, who usually does my Rochford ones, who normally charges me 85 quid, I think it is, something like that, because he lives over that way. He was out the country, so I actually thought, let's have a look on Copart. So Copart came out with £100 plus VAT, so it's what, £120. But Copart take off the £40 loading fee if they deliver it. So once you take off that £40, and there's also the VAT as well. So £40 off the VAT. So it actually turned out that it was £72 for Copart to deliver it. So that's a bargain. It took 7 days for it to be delivered, or 5 working days, 7 actual days. And of course you don't know when it's coming. I got a call about 11 o'clock Monday saying he'd be here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Which was fine, you know. I wasn't here, I was at work, but my wife was here, so that was fine, not a problem. All he did was put it down the drive, put the keys through the letterbox, that was it, job done. So it was, I can't remember what the actual total was. I'll stick it up on the screen now. I think it was like 15 something in total, including the delivery. So in theory, apart from a speedo, a new set of number plates and the hatch wiring, I haven't got to spend any more money on it. I'll a bit of servicing. So, you know, considering this was a car to break, I could sell this for 1995, and it will be a bargain for somebody. In these ULEZ times, people are after cheap runabouts. So this could be right up the street for somebody who just wants a runabout. Hopefully we can track down the service history, clean it up as best we can, and make a decent car out of it. I mean, I think it is a decent car. It's just high mileage. And people, you know, these, I've seen these that go 150, 200,000 miles plus. So there's no reason why this shouldn't. Probably not on the original clutch. I doubt it. It could be, I suppose. Just need to have a look at that cam belt and see what sort of condition it's in. And then I'll have to make a decision as to whether to change it. I don't want to change it because then I'll have to put this up over £2,000 if I do that, because I'll be making literally nothing for doing it otherwise. So I haven't got much money to play with, but as I've had this a week tomorrow, let me show you what I've already got. Right, this is what I've already got. New set of number plates to replace obviously the personal plates and the crappy original ones that are in the boot, and hatch wiring. So this has been cut in the rear quarter, and as you've seen me do before, I would rather put authentic stuff. I know you can get those repair kits. I prefer to do it by using the authentic one, and obviously I'm sure they've checked. This has come from Club 500 Italia, so I know it's a decent part. It's not going to be a crappy one that no one's looked at. I know that they're going to make sure this was all right. So I will double check it under here before I put it on, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. So that will be joined in the rear quarter, which I've done before numerous times. It takes a little while. It takes, I don't know, hour and a half, couple of hours to do it. No, probably not that long actually. So that will be the first job. Once I've done that, we'll see if all the other bits work, which I think they probably will. The wiper's definitely it. I think the reason that it's not locking is probably definitely it. So before we do this bumper, we'll do that and get that sorted. Once that's sorted, we'll put the new number plates on it, give it a damn good clean, and then assuming that the speedo is probably still going to be doing the same thing, I'll get a speedo. I'll put another speedo on it, and of course a mirror. The mirror technically is not going to cost me anything because I've already charged for the mirror that I took off of it. So as long as I charge them 40 quid for a mirror, as long as I get a mirror under 40 quid, then it'll be all right. So that's it. What do you think? What do you think about Project Winnie? Not the best name, I know, but what do you reckon? Let me know what you think about this, and do you agree with me that I should spend the minimum on it, get as much of it done as I can, get it up looking up to scratch, and then knock it out for 1995. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that's it. That is it. There's your walk around. As I say, let me know what you think in the comments. It's going on the back burner to a degree because I've got another car coming on Wednesday. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. No, let me think. No, you probably won't know because the video where I win this car is Sunday. So Sunday's video, which is Project Christian, during that video, I go indoors and I win a car. So I won't tell you about it here. I'll let you know on Sunday. Some of you may already know about it, most of you don't. But let me know what you think about this one, Project Winnie. Do you agree with me and that's what I should do with it, or do you think I should break it up for parts, or do you think I should just sell it as it is? Right. If there's any issues with the engine, I'm out on it, one way or the other. I'm not going to mess around. I'll change plugs and stuff like that, but I'm not messing around. I may need a new airbox, possibly. Hopefully not. I think that's only tied down with the cable ties because the bolts were a bit of an issue, but we'll sort that out. We'll do that once the hatch wiring's done and we've taken it for a drive and know it's all right. Fingers crossed. But yeah, as I say, repeat myself. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's it. That's your walk around. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, don't forget, I'm always on about it, I know, but please subscribe to the channel. Help to push us up to the next 1,000. Give us a thumbs up. Until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.